This week you join us as we continue our van life adventure through Europe, visiting some of southern Portugal's stunning beaches and natural attractions, whilst settling into van life in our self-built camper van. Let's get straight into the video.
For our first stop this week, we visited some of the many white sandy beaches on the west coast of Portugal. This beach was very popular for surfers. Whilst Lola played in the sand, we admired the surfers catching the waves in the glorious sunshine. We drove 10 minutes down the road to another slice of paradise, here on the west coast, which we were very lucky to have to ourselves. This is one of the many reasons we think travelling in a camper van during off-season is definitely the way to go. After enjoying some sun, we headed back to the van, had some lunch before hitting the road again.
Well, we've made it to our campsite. It was only 10 minutes up the road from that last beach we were at, so not too much driving today, which is always good. And this campsite we found, it was on Pack for Night. I'll put a screenshot of what it is in case you want to come here yourself. It's an absolute belter. It's about 10 minutes inland from the coast. There's pretty much no wind here, and I've had to change into a vest and some even shorter shorts because although it's January, it is absolutely boiling, and we're feeling quite happy with ourselves because back home it's currently storming and it's absolutely freezing, so this is definitely the place we'd rather be. Well, we've settled into this campsite like an absolute treat, and now we're chilling with a cup of wine because we neglected to buy wine glasses before we left and we haven't found any while being on the road, so mug of wine. And I'm not sure if it's just us being poor at buying wine, but every single bottle of wine that we've bought, albeit very cheap wine, hasn't been that great, so we're having to mix it with some juice.
We are buying like €2 wine, so that's on us.
That's on us, yeah. We're not saying Portuguese, Spanish or French wine is bad, but
It's us.
we're just on a budget. So we're chilling outside the van and the sun's gone down, so now it's nice and cool and Lola's happy, relaxing in the van. So we're gonna get this finished, cook up some food, have a shower because we're both absolutely humming, and then we may take a wander around this campsite and potentially head to the bar. So we finished our wine and we thought it would be rude not to say hello to all the farm animals.
Oh, you have a donkey.
Rosie's happy, they've got a donkey. Let's go say hello. Hello, Mr. Cockerel. Hello, Piggy.
Let's hope we can check it. At least he can't smell the meat on us. I like when they go, yo, 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 yo.
Sorry?
Following a relaxing evening, we woke up and hit the road, in search of more Portuguese beauty. Safe to say, we didn't have to drive very far, so we stopped to take it all in.
Well, we left that campsite this morning, so not entirely sure when we reach the Algarve. Maybe we have already, I have no idea. We've got to a spot to have our lunch, and then we're doing a beach walk later, and then we're heading down into the town of Sagres to spend the night. There seems to be a lack of free places you can park this end of Portugal, and we've luckily found one on Pack for Night in Sagres. So let's show you this view. So now that we've had our lunch, we're gonna head down into the beach we parked up. Gonna get some more stunning drone shots. Well, I'm not sure how well you're gonna be able to hear me. I'm trying out the GoPro for the first time. This beach, come on. Just look at these waves rolling in. I know I promised you some aerial shots of this beach. Let's get the drone out.
After yet another day spent on the beach, we drove down the west coast to Sagres to set up camp. We've arrived in Sagres, and there are many other vans here.
I think every single camper van in Portugal is currently in this car park with us. We think the reason for there being so many vans in such a concentrated area is because this part of Portugal is really strict on any kind of wild camping. I'll put a screenshot and a what 3 words of where this location is, so if you're in Sagres, you can come down here and spend the night for free. So we really like the look of this park up, so we're going to stay here for the next couple of days and just enjoy Sagres for what it is. Lola has spent the afternoon on the beach and she went in the sea. So we're not getting in our shower today, it's Lola's turn. I don't think she's going to moan about it as much as she moaned about it. You ready for a shower? And there we have one clean puppy. After ending the day with one of the most gorgeous sunsets we've ever seen, we woke up and treated ourselves to a breakfast from a vegan cafe here in Sagres. I mean, who doesn't want to start the day off with some fresh waffles and pancakes? Happy girl? We polished our breakfast off in approximately 6 seconds before it was time to head out to see one of the main attractions here in Sagres, which luckily for us was a stone's throw away from where we had spent the night. Sagres Fort stands at the southwestern point of Europe and was built under the command of Henry the Navigator to protect the coastline from attacks coming from northern Africa. The headland is protected on 3 sides by 60-metre high cliffs, with the remaining side being protected by the man-made wall we see today. However, a large part of the original fort was destroyed as a result of an earthquake in 1755, with the fort being rebuilt in the 20th century. There are some unique viewpoints to be seen as you make your way around, including a concrete maze where the roaring sound of the sea can be heard as it makes its way through the caves below. With a very small entrance fee, we would definitely recommend a visit to Sagres Fort to take in its history and enjoy the scenic views as you walk the coast. After exploring the fort, we ended the day off with another glorious sunset.
The next few days were spent relaxing on one of the many beaches we had around us, taking time to slow down and recharge after nearly a month on the road.
Look at that! Portugal, baby! Good morning, folks. We've had a very slow last couple of days. So today we're unfortunately leaving our park up in Sagres, mainly because we are running dangerously low on water. Today we're going down to just outside of Lagos to do a nice boardwalk right on the coast. We're getting a campsite for the evening. It's that time again. Rosie's stinking the van out.
Right, what's your beef? Why is it always me? You're crusty.
I'm crusty.
Why are you wearing a hat today, Naz?
Yeah, in these vlogs, if you ever see me in a hat, unless I've done it for fashion purposes, it's probably because my hair's not looking the best. So I'll rephrase that. We're both needing a shower, we're both stinking a van out, and the only one who's smelling fresh is Lola, because she's recently had a shower, as you saw.
These coastal boardwalks are dotted all along the south coast of Portugal to allow visitors and locals to enjoy the natural beauty in the area. Visiting places like this make us realise why the Algarve is such a hotspot for tourism all year round, thanks to its winter sun, gorgeous coastlines and clear blue waters. And there's nothing better after a long day of exploring than coming back to the van to recharge, ready for the next adventure.
Good morning, everyone. I'm coming to you now. Do you know what? Every time I pick this phone up to film, she's kicking off because she's not in the shot. Where was I? Good morning, everyone. We just chilled on the campsite last night, so we didn't pick you up or do anything. We've come today to pretty much a similar thing to what we did yesterday. It's kind of a boardwalk right on the coast, and you get lovely views of the Algarve rocks, which this area is pretty much known for. And we're a bit shocked today because it's actually cloudy for once. We found out a fact yesterday that the Algarve actually gets over 300 days of sunshine per year. So today must be one of the 65 that it does it. Let's show you these stunning views on the Algarve coast. The Algar Seco is a popular tourist attraction here in the Algarve due to its magnificent rock formations, natural pools and caves which can be explored on foot. The cliffs here are made up of limestone with a high volume of marine fossils, which date back over 16 million years. The beauty we see today is a result of wind, rain and sea erosion over millions of years, slowly creating the intricate cave systems that thousands of people annually choose to visit. We were utterly shocked by just how beautiful and impressive this natural attraction was. Walking through each walkway and cave gave us that childlike feeling of exploration, wondering what sight we may see next around each turn. Visiting the Algar Seco is completely free and is best explored on a sunny day, where the limestone rocks glow and the sea shines under the hot Portuguese sun. Would you just look at this place?
And this is one of the places in Portugal that you can't miss.
This walk is great for families, and we could even take our four-legged friend along with us, so she could experience all of this with us.
After an amazing day admiring the Algarve's beauty, we hit the road and got to a campsite for the night to get showered and do some laundry.
Put your pants away, Rosie.
And we even found a little hedgehog. I wonder how big his campervan is.
This is the reality of living in such a small space. Well done. When you live in such a small space, you've constantly got to be cleaning. But the reality of that is every single thing in the van gets chucked in the front. Good afternoon, everyone. We come to you again today at another one of Portugal's stunning beaches. It's been a good day today, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a good day.
So we left our campsite in Albufeira and headed to the region of Faro in the Algarve, and where we are at the moment, we're pretty much about a 40-minute drive from the Spanish border. So our time in Portugal is slowly coming to an end, and we are very sad about that because the south of Portugal has been absolutely stunning so far. So this morning we decided to head into Faro's old town, but we didn't head into the old town with our camper van, we headed there by boat.
Lego.
Camping on the Faro Peninsula meant that getting a boat to the old town was probably the best option to take. Luckily, it's only a 25-minute crossing and costs just €3.90 for a return ticket. This is Lola's first time on a boat. Faro's Old Town is the most attractive part of the city, full of orange trees, cobbled streets and whitewashed buildings. The town itself is enclosed by high stone walls, and for many years the residents of Faro lived within these walls to be protected from sea raiders. We meandered through the old town, taking it all in before we both got a little bit peckish, so we searched for a lunch spot, and oh boy did we find one. A vegan buffet restaurant in the heart of the town. Good, Rosie? We think Faro is one of Portugal's underrated cities, with many choosing to fly into Faro but holiday further down the coast. However, we would definitely recommend paying Faro's Old Town a visit to experience the stunning architecture, quaint streets and great atmosphere. Oh, and one more thing, the food and drink. After a few hours spent exploring, we jumped back on the boat and headed back to the peninsula to hit the beach. So that was Faro's Old Town here in the Algarve, and that was definitely one of the better places we've been to on this trip. We managed to find a vegan restaurant where we had pretty much a buffet lunch, which was really, really good. Stopped for a beer, checked the city out, and then got the boat back. And the boat is definitely the way to see the old town if you're on this campsite on the Faro Peninsula. Good morning once again from the sunny Algarve.
Alright lads!
So after 2 nice nights spent on the Faro Peninsula, we hit the road this morning and our first stop was a Lidl because we had to get a few supplies just to keep us ticked over, because we don't really want to do another big shop until we get into Spain, because Portugal is just more expensive than Spain. So we did a shop at the start of the week and we just needed a few bits just to keep us going. So before we get to our park up for the evening, let's go check another beach out.
Arriving at the beach was bittersweet, as we knew it would be our last beach walk here on Portugal's coast before crossing back into Spain. This last beach was just as good as the rest. If you're planning a visit to the Algarve, then rest assured there is no shortage of amazing beaches right on your doorstep. With a very tired puppy, we drove 10 minutes up the road to a town where I used to go on holiday years ago, Villarreal de San Antonio. We parked up for the evening and walked around the town, which was another example of just how gorgeous the towns and cities are in the Algarve.
Glancing across the river gave views of Spain, leaving us very excited for what's to come as we start the next chapter of our van life adventure through Europe.
Okay guys, and that's where we're going to leave you this week. We've just crossed into Spain, so that means that's the end of our little journey through the Algarve.
We really did hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if you haven't already, go back and watch our journey through northern Spain and Portugal, and also our journey through France. If you liked the video, then please drop it a like, and if you've got any suggestions about where we should visit in the south of Spain, then drop them down below.
If this is your first video of ours, then please consider subscribing.
So now that we're in Spain, there'll be plenty more videos to come of our journey through Spain, as we're planning on spending a whole month here. So stay tuned for those, but until then, we'll catch you next time.